Okay, so I'm doing an unboxing and setup of this light, which I just got. It's Spiderfarmer G4500 bar style light. So I'm just gonna show you what's in it and then how I put it together. And then there'll be a separate video of how I actually put it into this tin. But for now, look, I already opened the box. So this is how it goes. They put this piece of cardboard on it, just in case you use like a box cutter, which I did, and that way you don't scratch into the light, you just scratch the cardboard, which is pretty cool. Let's take this out. This is just padding. Okay, so now these are the pieces that are inside. This piece right here, this is one of the end caps, and you can see where the light bars are going to clip into. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the other. This is the other piece that clips, and these are where the wires attach. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. And this is already connected right to the driver. This is the driver. So it's already connected to this. It's kind of heavy, not really that heavy, and it's detachable. So if you don't want to attach it to the top of the light, you can attach it, you can keep it outside of the tent. But I'm probably just going to attach it to the top. But that's that. So 1, 2. Another piece of padding. Okay, this is the power cord. Put that down. These are the little clips for the driver, and probably an extra plastic clip in case you break it, which I'm hoping I don't do that. These are 2 hanger, 2 rope ratchets, and then a wire to connect if you want to daisy chain lights together. This is the wire to do that. And then there's the metal hangers in here that are going to attach right onto the light. Let's see what else we got going on here. They pack it really well, so don't worry about it coming breaking, because this is really packed in. Okay, so here are the actual light bars. Here's one. They all kind of look the same, with the wire on the end, which is going to then go to that end piece that I showed you before with the wires on it. And then each one of these just has the LEDs across. So you'll see what it looks like once I start clipping them in, but let me take them out of the box first. There should be 4 of them. 1, 2. Okay. 3. 4. 4. Okay. Just make sure there's nothing else in here. Looks like all the packing stuff. What's this? Oh, stickers. Sweet. You want some cool stickers? Comes with all these stickers here. There's a whole bunch. Maybe I'll use this one. And then an instruction manual. You don't read these, so this is basically useless. I don't read instructions, so we don't need that. And then that's it, just an empty box. I have a bunch of cats, so they're most likely gonna play in that box. Okay, this instructions and sticker, I'm just gonna put to the side because I don't need it. All right, now. Okay, so I basically this thing just pulls apart. Don't try and unscrew and all that, because there's a fuse in there, and then it's gonna be complicated. All I gotta do is take it where this little green or blue plastic piece is and just pull it apart. So that's the driver. I'm just kind of separating it for now for the purpose of putting this stuff together. This is just gonna go right over here for a second. Now, this is one end, and then this is the other end. So I want to keep this end on the same end that the wires are on, and I'm putting it into this tent. So for my purposes, I'm keeping this part over here because all my power is on this side. So it's gonna end up looking like this inside the tin. That's how I'm gonna set it up. Actually, let me put these over here. Okay, so now I've kind of moved some things around, made some space. You want to try and lay it out this way, and then again, make sure this wire is going to be connecting to the side that has the wire connection on it. So you don't have to undo it and possibly break it. So when you clip them in, if you want, I'll show you just clipping them in. So if you go like this, it's not gonna work if you try and go like this. You have to put one side in and then just go like that. It sounds like it's gonna break, or it did break, but it didn't. It just kind of clipped in. So then you lay it down like this. Do it on the other side, the same thing. Just kind of put one side in, like that. And then you just clip like that. See how it's clipped? That's it. So I'm gonna put all four in that way, and then I'll flip it, and I'll show you putting the wires in. So again, put it in one side. I just put it in one side like this, and then literally just turn it in like that. That's it. It's a little trickier once you get a bunch of them in because you can't spin. But these plastic things, if you kind of use your fingers, you can kind of, see, you can kind of like pull them apart, and then that makes it a little bit easier to get the bars in there. Let's see. This is number 3, so they're probably going to start to get a little harder. First one's usually always easy because there's nothing holding it. So you just clip it. And then when you go to this one, this is where you can kind of like use your fingers and pull out, and then push the light in, and then it'll just clip. Last one. So in, spin, it's in, and then over here, pull them apart, push it down, that's in. So now I'm going to show you hooking up the wires to the actual bars. So you got to take the light fixture and spin it all the way over like this. So now this is how it's actually going to be hanging inside the tin, this way. This wire is going to end up going to the driver, so we don't need that. It's about connecting this to this. And this is like a plug and play. All you do is just push it in. There's nothing that you have to do. You just push it. And there's a little thing that you gotta line up. You'll see it when you actually are looking at it. But there you go, that's it. So I'll try and show you on this one. See how it's like a shape, and now the plug has that same shape. You just gotta line it up, push it in, boom, done. Same thing with this one. Three. There's one. 4. So now look, they sit like this. That's very clean looking. You don't have to use zip ties, and there's not a bunch of wires hanging everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4. This comes zip tied like this. So I'm just gonna leave it. I'm probably gonna clip this end piece off just because it looks, you know, whatever, it looks bad. But I'm gonna mount the driver onto the back right here. So I'm just gonna leave it. So it's gonna end up being just like this. So this thing, I have a razor in my pocket. I'm just gonna take it and just cut that little piece off, that's it. And now the driver, I'm gonna put the driver on. Okay, so now the driver, this is the driver. You could put it on the outside of the tent because the wire that connects to it is long enough to do that if you want to do that. I'm just gonna mount it right onto the light because it's easier, and I'm not really too concerned with there being, you know, excessive heat or anything like that. So, but that's an option if you want to do that. You run the wire outside of the tent, wherever you can kind of do it. You can maybe screw it into a wall or something like that if you want. But since I'm putting it onto the back of the actual light, it comes with these clips. So I'll show you the clips. This is the extra clip they give you in case you snap one of the other clips for the attachment of the light bars. So it's kind of cool they give you an extra one, but I don't need it because I didn't break it. So I'm gonna leave it. This right here, the driver, if you look at the driver, it attaches to this wire right here, which is already kind of like close to this. I'm just gonna, you know, basically spin this around. I have some little ties. I'll tie it up, and it'll sit like this. So I'm gonna put the driver back towards here. This is where the power cord goes, right? So since I want my power cord to be running out of this side of the tent on the top, on the hole on the very top, I'm gonna keep it over here, and the power cord is long enough that I can kind of just stretch it backwards and then go right out of my tent to, you know, to the surge protector. So I don't have to really worry about that. So I'm gonna do it that way. I'm sure I can even spin it around and do it the other way. Sorry, my cat is in a box. But I'm not gonna do it. These are the 4 pieces that they give you that attach on to the back of here, like this. And then these 4 white screws, they go, you gotta flip the light back over, and then they go underneath. They're gonna end up going through here like this into pre-drilled holes inside of the driver. So I'll show you that when we get to it. But so you want to kind of have it set up exactly how you want to position it before you go ahead and spin the light over and move everything. Okay, so I figured out an easier way to do this, I think. The back of the driver has these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 clips that I showed you where you're just pushing them in. Once you push them in, they get to a point where you'll see it when you're doing it. There's a little hole. It's gold on the outside. It lines up with the space. So I've already attached these 3. So now I'm going to attach this last one. It just screws in. Okay, now that one's in. All 4 of these things are in. So now, since I'm mounting it on the back of the light, I don't have to flip the light over. I just turn the driver over like this. This I already kind of zip tied together just so it's not all loose, hanging everywhere. Then it ends up sitting right here on top. Take this power cord out. And then you just basically maneuver the plastic. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just kind of sits in there like that, and that's it. You can use zip ties if you want to, you know, try and make this somehow look neater. I'm gonna probably make it, you know, I'm gonna zip tie it all around together to make it look different. This right here is the dimmer switch. So I'll try this around like this. This right here is the dimmer switch. So right now it's at 0, which is like off. Then if you turn it this way, you'll hear it click. It turns it on, and then it'll turn up the light intensity all the way up to 100. So since I'm not plugging it in right at this moment, that'll be for the next video. But this is where the dimmer goes, and then there's 2 spots here to attach. If you want to daisy chain lights together, you'll see they almost look like phone plugs, like phone wires. And then the on and off switch is right here. And that's it. I'll show you how to put the hanger pieces on, which are these silver pieces right here. And then the rest of this, I'm gonna hold for a different video when I actually put this inside of the car. For now, we're just kind of setting it up. These come like this, and you basically just back through it like this. 1, 2, and there you go. That's how it's gonna hang. So it's gonna end up being one on this side, one on this side. That's how it hangs. So let's attach them. And they attach right onto the metal frame. You'll see where the slot is. 1. This one goes all the way over here. 2. That's it. That's so like this. This one, same thing. 1. 2. So when you hang it up, it'll be like this. Eventually, when you put the rope hangers on, one goes right here, other goes right here, hangs like this, and that's it. It's actually not that heavy, or light, so I'm pretty confident that the rope hangers will hang it just like this. And then once I actually plug it in and I set it up, I can kind of show you how it sits in the tent, talk about that, and then also do a reading like PPFD or a PAR reading. I have the Photon app, which also is pretty accurate. So I'll do that once I set it up. But this is how it looks when you set it up.